Welcome to today's yoga class. Today we are going to start with Breath of Fire. If you've done Breath of Fire before, this will be familiar to you. If you haven't, you're welcome to try it with us, or if this is something you're not quite ready for, you're welcome to skip it entirely. Just take some calm, soothing breaths. A Breath of Fire is an energizing breath, and it's one that is not recommended for pregnancy. So don't do this if you're pregnant. If you're not pregnant though and you want to give it a try, we are going to start in a comfortable seated position. And you've got two options for your hands. You can place them on your belly, and then you can really feel what your belly is doing during the breath. Or if you're comfortable with Breath of Fire, you've done it before, you can pull down on the exhale with your arms. I'm going to do my hands on my belly for today, but you're welcome to do either option. So as I said, Breath of Fire is a very energizing breath practice, so it's a good one to do at the beginning of the day, the beginning of our yoga practice today. So we're going to place the hands on the belly, and we're going to feel the belly come in quickly as we exhale. So there'll be short little inhales and exhales. The exhales will be more forceful. The inhales will be more of the natural. So we'll exhale, the hands come in, feeling the belly, and the inhale comes naturally in between the exhales. And they're real quick breaths, so it's like and the inhale is between each one, so it's kind of exaggerated. You want to make sure that the contraction is coming on the exhale, so you're exhaling, you're forcing the air out of the body as you're contracting the belly in, and then the breath is coming back in, and the belly comes back out. A slower version so you can see what we're doing. We're going to start with 30, and then we're going to take a couple breaths, and then we'll do 30 again. If that's too much, pause whenever you'd like. If you start to get dizzy or lightheaded, stop and resume just a normal breath. So with the hands on the belly, your eyes can be open or closed. Take a nice deep breath in and out. We'll inhale and begin. Take a couple slow breaths. And this time, instead of doing the breaths with you, I will count them for you. Slow inhale, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Good. Take a couple slow breaths. I'll give you the option to do it one more time, and then I will do them with you this time. So nice slow inhale. And here we go. Very good. Allow your eyes to open if they were closed. And take a couple breaths. Feeling good and energized, we'll begin to move through our posture. So we'll begin to roll the shoulders back. And then we'll roll them forward. Good. We'll look right and left. And tilt the head from side to side. We'll do some side stretches, right hand on the ground, left arm inhale up, and exhale. Stretch through that left side, bringing the arm over to the right, pressing through both of your sitting bones. Inhale to grow tall, then exhale to lower the hand. Inhale, bring the right arm up, and exhale, bend to the left, feeling a nice stretch through the right side. Inhale back to center, and exhale to lower. Inhale, bring both of the arms up, we'll do a twist. Exhale to twist to the right. Inhale, growing tall through the sitting bones. Grab the head, going up toward the ceiling, and exhale, deepening into the twist. Inhale to bring the arms back up, and exhaling to twist to the left. Rooting down through the sitting bones to grow tall on the inhale, and exhale, softening into the twist. Inhale, bring the arms back up, and exhale, bring your hands. We're going to tuck the toes, walk the hands forward, lift the hips up and back. You can keep your legs bent here at the beginning, maybe do a little pedaling the feet. And then bringing the legs toward straight and the heels toward the mat. Neither of them have to arrive. It's just a general direction that they're moving. Fingers are spread wide, pressing evenly into the mat, and the hips are pulling back while they're also pulling up, elongating the spine. Shake your head yes and no. Then we're going to move through some downward dog plank flows. So we're going to inhale, bring the shoulders over the wrist. You're welcome to lower your knees if you'd like. Then exhale to come back into downward facing dog. Inhale to come forward into plank. Exhale, back to down. Down dog. Inhale to move forward. Exhale, back. Let's do 3 more. Moving with the breath. Sorry, I got distracted by an ant on my mat. Inhale to move forward, and then you can drop your knees if you'd like, and we'll slowly lower all the way to the mat. Elbows grazing your sides. And release the toes. We're going to do a different kind of cat-cow today. We're going to do them in Sphinx pose. So we're going to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, hands straight out in front, fingers spread wide. So we'll be in this position for cow, broadening through the chest. You're lifting the chin a little bit just like we do in normal cat-cow. And then for cat, we'll come up off of our thighs and round back. Inhale to cow and exhale, come up off your thighs. Drop your shoulders, bring your chin into your chest. And inhale to cow, exhale to cat. This variation is not working for you. You're welcome to do a regular cat-cow in tabletop position. And if you'd like to try something new, do them in Sphinx with me. One more of each. Good. And then come back into Sphinx pose. Bring your hands where your elbows are. And bring your chest and your forehead back down to the ground. In just a moment, we're going to do a few sun salutations, and I'm going to show you your couple of options for back bends when we move to the sun salutation. The first is low cobra. That's with your hands underneath your shoulders, and you peel your forehead and your chest off the mat. Press through all 10 of your toes, inner thighs coming up toward the ceiling. You really shouldn't have very much weight in your hands here. Take a breath, and then exhale to lower. So that's your first option. And if you want to stay with that option, you can. You don't even have to do upward facing dog with me now if you don't want to. But if you'd like to do upward facing dog, your hands move a couple inches back. We're going to press through the hands, and as we do so, we're going to take everything except for the hands and the tops of the feet off the mat. Chest comes forward, chin lifts, chin lifts, top of the feet, and your hands are pressing into the ground. Good. And from here, we'll lift the hips. Roll over the toes and come back into downward facing dog. So everybody wants to come into downward facing dog for a breath. And we'll prepare to move through some sun salutations. So on your next inhale, you can step or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale to come into a flat back, pulling the crown of the head forward. Gaining nice length through the spine. Exhale to round back down. We'll inhale, press through the feet, sweep the arms up. We look up at the top, and then exhale to bring the hands to the center of the chest. Good. Take a moment to find a good mountain pose. You can start with your feet together, big toes together, heels an inch or two apart, or you can stand with your feet shoulder width apart. The weight is equally distributed between the front and the back of your feet. Lower belly is gently pulling in, hugging in, just to support the lower back. Crown of the head moves up so the chin comes back just a little bit. Go tall. Take a breath, and we'll begin to flow. We'll do 3 sun salutations. Good. Inhale to sweep the arms up, and exhale to fold forward. Inhale to come into flat back. Exhale, step back. You can lower your knees or keep them up, and slowly lower all the way to the mat. You can go into low cobra or upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog. Move slowly through that transition. Take a full breath here. And inhale to step or walk to the front of the mat, and exhale to fold forward. Inhale to come into flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to sweep the arms up, and exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Take a breath, and we'll repeat. Inhale to sweep the arms up, and exhale to fold forward. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, step back and lower all the way to the ground, or push up into upward facing dog, upward or cobra, your choice. And then transition slowly into downward facing dog. Take a full breath. And then step or walk to the front of the mat. And into flat back. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands together at your chest. Deep breath, and we'll do one more. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower either all the way down and then come up to cobra, or into upward facing dog. And then transition slowly to downward facing dog. Take a breath. On the inhale, step or walk to the front of the mat. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Very good. So for tree pose, we're going to bring the weight into the left foot. Externally rotate the right and bring the hands to the hips. And you can either stay here or you can bring the foot up to the calf or the inner thigh. You can either, once you find your tree pose, you can stay here, or you can attempt a little bit more of a difficult balance and do a side bend. So if you want to try the side bend, hopefully I can do it. I'm not terribly steady right now. I'm going to hold on to the right ankle, and then the left arm comes up, and then you bend to the right, get a little stretch through the left side of your body. And come back to center and see if you can find your balance again. Good. And bring that knee back in, lower, switch the weight into the right foot, and do a little rolling of the left foot. With the weight on the right foot, hands to the hips, externally rotate the left foot. And you can stay here. You can bring your left foot to your calf, or you can pull it up to your inner thigh, whichever you like. Find your balance. And then we're going to hold on to, if you want to do the side stretch, we will hold on to the left ankle with the left hand. And the right arm straight up, and then bend to the left to get a nice stretch. Whoop, maybe. Through the right side of the body. Get using the wall for a little bit of support. There we go. The lower belly engaged, and keep your eyes steady. Take one more breath in the side bend, if you're there. And then come back. Find your balance for a few more breaths in the traditional tree pose. Good. Bring the left knee back in and lower it back to the ground. You can shake out that right foot a little bit. We're going to do hand to big toe, the one more balance pose before we begin to transition to the ground. So you can start by bringing your right knee into your chest. Your left hand to your hip. And you can stay here if you want, or you can hold on to your foot with your right hand and begin to straighten it. I don't know if you can tell in the video, my leg is not all the way straight, and that's completely fine. If you're wanting to get it all the way straight, you can hold on to just your big toe. That gives you just a little bit more room. Try to keep a nice, long spine wherever you're at with this pose. Your knee back into your chest, and lower the foot back to the mat. Switch your weight into your right foot. And again, roll out that left foot a little bit. And then bring your left knee into your chest. Take a breath. Bring your right hand to your hip. And you can stay here, or if you want to, hold on to your big toe, or to your whole foot, whichever works for you. You can begin to straighten the leg. Doesn't have to get all the way straight. Find a place that feels good in your body, with a nice long spine, and see if you can hold it for a couple of breaths. Good. Bring your knee back into your chest, and lower. Good. Roll out the right foot a little bit. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. Bringing the legs wide, bring the hands to the hips, broaden through the chest, and begin to fold forward, hinging at the hips. And you can begin to round the back and bring your hands all the way down to the mat, or you can put them on blocks if you'd like. Bring the weight forward so that your toes are just a little bit heavier than your heels. Shake your head yes and no. And you can begin to walk your hands backwards if you've got space to do so. Engage your thighs, see if you can go a little bit deeper. And breathe slowly and deeply in and out your nose. Walk your hands back in front of you, work your way back into a flat back, bend your legs, bring your hands to your hips, and come up to stand, heel toe the feet together, and we're going to do a half sun salutation just to get back into our downward facing dog. So coming back to the top of the mat, we'll inhale to sweep the arms up, exhale to fold forward. Inhale to come into flat back. Exhale to step back. You can go straight into downward dog if you want to skip the vinyasa, or you can come down into either cobra or upward facing dog, and then slowly transition into downward facing dog. We're going to attempt a revolved downward facing dog here if you'd like. If you're ready for a break, you're welcome to just come into child's pose. That's where we are headed next. But if you'd like to try the revolved downward facing dog, body's probably a little bit warmer now. Walk your hands just a little bit closer to your legs. Pick up your left hand and reach for your right ankle. If you can't quite get there, you can go a little higher on your leg, but reach for your right ankle and then allow your torso to twist slightly to the right. And take a couple breaths. Try to keep that right arm straight, pressing through all 5 of those fingers. Good. Bring the left arm back into downward facing dog. And then this time we'll pick up the right hand and reach for the left ankle. Reach down as far in your leg as you can. If it doesn't quite go all the way down to your ankle, that's okay. And then allow your torso to twist to the left. Really press through that left hand, using all 10 of your fingers to press into the mat. One more nice deep breath here. Bring your hands back into downward facing dog and come down into a much deserved child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together. Hinge back, you can lower your chest and your forehead down to the ground. And as always, you're welcome to use blocks or blankets to support you here. And take a few deep breaths. And take a moment to walk your fingertips forward. And then keeping your hands equally distant apart,
begin to walk both of your hands slightly to the right. Get a nice stretch through the left side. And walk your hands back into center. And then walk them equally to the left and getting a nice stretch through the right side of your body. Good. And bring them back to center. Walk your hands into your legs and sit up. You can grab your folded blanket. We're going to move into staff pose, swing the legs around. Put the folded blanket underneath your sitting bones. And you can extend both legs straight out in front. Now root down through the sitting bones so we can go nice and tall through the spine. You can put your hands beside you. Engage the lower belly. Engage your thighs, your calves, flex your feet. Take a deep breath, and on an exhale, you can begin to walk forward or hinging at the hips, not at the upper back. Your legs can be a little bit bent here if you need to, that's completely fine. Walk your hands back up. And we're going to come into bound ankle pose to bring the soles of the feet together. You can bring your heels as close to your body as feels good today. And nice and tall. And exhale, begin to walk forward. And just walk forward as much as feels good. If you'd like to round your upper back, you can do so. Or you can stay in more of a flat back, whichever feels better. Good. And walk your hands back up. I'm going to move into a variation of boat pose. With both sitting bones rooted down, you can start with your hands behind your knees and then allow your arms to straighten while keeping your back nice and straight, allowing just the big toes on the ground. And you can stay here or you can extend one leg at a time. If you're feeling really strong in your core today and you'd like to extend both feet up and down, you can also do that. Any of those options. Just play with a variation of boat that works for you today. And continue to breathe. If you'd like to try letting go of your legs, you can do that as well, as long as your back doesn't round. Good. And we're going to slowly make our way all the way down to our back. If you've got a block handy, you can grab it, or you can use the folded blanket we were using earlier. I'm going to come in to fish pose. So we're going to extend hands out to the side, or you can extend them straight down, whichever is more comfortable for you. And then we're going to lift the chest up so that the middle part of our upper back is off of the mat. And keep your lower belly engaged even though your lower back is off the mat as well. Take one more breath. And then slowly lower. And now we'll use either the block or the rolled or folded blanket. Bring the legs in. I'm going to lift the hips off the ground and put the block underneath. And then we'll extend the legs straight up. So if you prefer here, you can put a rolled blanket underneath your Now it's slightly below your hips, supporting your pelvis. You can put a rolled blanket. You can put a block. You can also just have your pelvis flat on the ground, maybe putting a strap across your feet if you want to stabilize your feet. Let's take a few more breaths here. Good. And the legs and your feet back to the ground so that you can lift your hips and move your blanket or your block out from underneath. Then we'll come into happy baby. You can hold on to the outside of your feet, or you can hold on behind your thighs, whatever works for you. Your knees are wider than your chest here. You're pulling down with your arms as if to pull your feet down toward the ground. Bring your knees in to your chest, and we'll allow the knees to fall to the right. Come into spinal twist. Keep your left shoulder on the ground. And allow your knees to fall to the left. And keeping the right shoulder on the ground in a nice twist. Good. And bring your knees back up, and we'll prepare to come into our wrestling pose. Either with your knees together and your heels wide, or you can extend your legs, put a rolled blanket underneath your knees, or you don't have to use the rolled blanket at all if you prefer. Walk your shoulder blades together. Allow your palms to face toward the ceiling. And we can slowly allow the eyes to close. So we did an energizing breath at the beginning of this practice. So we'll close the practice today with a little bit more of a calming breath. We're going to try breathing in for a count of 6 and breathing out for a count of 10. If those counts don't work for you, you can breathe in any way that is appropriate for you and your body today. So we'll inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. And we'll take a couple minutes here at the end of our practice to allow ourselves to simply be. If you'd like, you can gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes really slowly. Bring your knees into your chest. Maybe make some gentle circles with your knees. And roll onto one side and slowly come back into your comfortable seated position. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I'll look forward to sharing another one with you next week.